What is going on, YouTube family? Welcome back to another episode of NAS100 analysis today. And I want to give a big shout out to all of you for hanging with this channel since I created the channel. So big shout out to you. Thanks for hanging with me as I've been creating content for the past, maybe 2 years, give or take. Yeah, 2 years, right? Okay. So with that covered, I just wanted to say that the content I am going to be sharing with you, I believe you're going to find super useful. So hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification, and drop us a like, especially if I am right, and I believe I am, that you are going to find the content super useful. Alright, so with all of that covered, we're going to get straight into it. Now, I haven't made a video or shared my thoughts with you in regards to what's been going on with the NAS for almost 3 weeks now. So I think if I didn't release a video today, then that would be about 3 weeks of no content from me. So again, the content today, so it's been about 2 weeks, right? And within that 2 weeks, market has pretty much been doing what I've been talking about in my last couple of videos in regards to some of the key areas to look out for, especially when markets is making big decisions in terms of where it wants to go and how it wants to get there. So with that covered, we're just going to get straight into the past analysis for the last 3 weeks. So that's going to be this area right here, this area over here, and then this area which is week just gone, and that's going to help us to kind of work out what we should be looking for the week that's coming, week commencing the 27th of November, right? So normally I'm very big on two things, right, which is weekly high has been taken out. So let me just rephrase that. So when the weekly high is taken out, it kind of gives me an idea as to what I should be looking for and how I should be looking for it, right? So with that said, we're going to get straight into week commencing the 5th of November, right? Week commencing 5th of November, and we can see right here that this level right here is the weekly low. So this level right here is the weekly low. I'm just going to assign a nice little label to it. And then we can see right here that the weekly high is not down here. It actually was set on a Friday. So the weekly high is right here. And these are the worst types of weekly highs when they're set on a Friday, because it just makes your job that much harder on doing that week itself to be able to trade successfully. Right, it just makes it that much harder. But in saying that, I've just noticed something as well. So let me just take that statement back. Because if we actually look at the weekly high of that week, previous week, so this area over here, we can see that was set on a Friday. Right, I'm not going to put a label on. I'm just drawing that out. So we could have just entered here, ping, and then it would have worked out, and then we would have had a week of ambiguity, because literally it went from the level that it took off from, which was that week's weekly high. It came back down to that zone again on the Thursday and stayed there for most of the Friday, and then obviously peaked back up again and then blasted through. So same situation for the following week. So the following week, what did we have? We have a weekly low set down here. So just mark this area out. And then we have a weekly high set up here. Now, depending on what your kind of style is, right, I normally like to put my weekly highs and weekly lows at the tip of the wicks, right? But some people like to use the body, so that all just depends on how you like to do things. That's just how I prefer to do it. So you can see that I've marked this area, which is the highest point of that particular wick, as the weekly high, right? Okay. So now we're heading into the final week, right? And as we can see, you have the weekly low that's set down here. Just assign a label to that so we all know what we're looking at. And then we have the weekly high, which is sitting right here. All right. So next week, what we're looking for is quite straightforward, but we also need to be a little bit careful, right? Reason being is that the distances between the weekly lows and the weekly highs is getting smaller and smaller and smaller. So this one here was a normal average size, right? Normal average size, with this week being the biggest. It was from somewhere from over here to about over here, right? So this is average size, we could more or less say that it's about the same kind of size about here, give or take, but it definitely is getting smaller up here. Okay, which means that we need to be super careful in terms of how we approach the trades for next week. So the levels that we need to be mindful of would be last week just gone, right? Weekly low, which is 15,787.8, and the weekly high of 16,129.5, right? And like I say, whenever the weekly highs are taken out, you can always wait for a pullback. So it was taken out in this area over here. Okay, you could wait for a pullback when you reach this level, right? And then let it push and then let it push back up, and obviously naturally you're going to be in profit. It's very easy to do, right? Or you could have executed on this point right here, which is soon as it broke it, so you would have entered in around this level, and what that would have meant for you is that you would have had to target this weekly low over here as your stop loss, right? I know it's undesirable, it's really big, but that's what you would have to do to safely occupy that position. And obviously if it is broken, so if price does come all the way down and takes out that weekly low, then you would know that obviously you was in the bad spot. But that stop could also be adjusted. So say for example you're in the trade last week, right? Week just gone, and you're sitting in it now, right? Which basically means that we now know that this is the weekly low, right? You can literally bring your stop from where it was, which was over here, up to this level, because we know that this is the weekly low. If this low is taken out, your trade has gone bad, literally. It's just that simple, right? Really simple to say, extremely difficult to execute. I understand, because I too am a trader, so I know exactly what I'm saying. But that's how it goes. This is how it goes, right? So for next week commencing the 27th of November, these are the areas that you need to be looking out for. This is the zone right here. So the weekly high 16,129.5 and the weekly low of 15,787.8. It's either one is taken out, we will then know the direction the market is moving in, and any type of pullback or retracement, we can then use that as an opportunity to get back into the market. Why? Because it would have given us the confirmation that it intends to move upwards, right? So that would be how I would play the trades moving into next week. Now, if you've noticed, I use the keywords. That is how I would play the trades, because I am no longer trading NAS100. Not because I don't like it or anything like that. I have just decided to move away from that instrument for a little bit and try something else. So I've gone into gold. So I'm doing gold now, right? And so far, it's working out great, right? It's working out great. It's way easier to understand what is happening in the gold markets, from my opinion. Well, in my opinion, supposing to how easy it is to navigate the indices, right? I may be right, I could be wrong. This maybe is a beginner's luck or whatever, right? Now, what I wanted to put forward to you guys is this, really simple, right? I want to share my trades in regards to gold with you all, right? But however, I know that this channel is based around the theme of the NAS100, okay? So what I'm going to need you guys to do is tell me if you would like me to start doing videos on gold, or if you just wanted to stay with the NAS100. Simple, right? And those of you that take the time to share that information with me, naturally you will get your bias fulfilled. And if you say nothing, then obviously it will just be just that. I'll just take it as we just stick with what we're doing here, and this is what it would be, right? So with all of that covered, my awesome people from all around the world, I want to thank you for coming over to watch another episode of NAS100 analysis today, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video, which will be very, very soon. So for now, this is Pips and Points signing out.